Forge your way through the world with your lies. Infected by these demons inside.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please make sure that you make the things happen so you can get notified every time I drop new content. Hope you guys are late because I am for this pay-per-view that we're about to have now. We have Worst Nightmare, which is a pay-per-view I was not sure about when it comes to recording, but since we're heading to Advantage Point, which is pay-per-view that I'm big on, even though it has an incomplete card, I felt like there's going to be a lot of things happening here, so I needed to record it. As you can see, the minutes here are wild. So yeah, without wasting any time, let's jump into it. We have got to Guden Azofia versus Spencer Van Zandt and Manisa V. We have the Topdogs, Scott Ringo, Paxton Payne, Penn Wilson versus the leading edge, Channing Tenserio, David Gala, and Raiden Tashiro in a six-man war tornado match. We have DeRossi versus GANTZMANN in a stretcher match. We have Colt, Brewer, and Mustafa defending their tag team championships against Mustafa, Veisi, and Porter Jordan. We have Mayhew versus Grenier for the AC Infinite Championship. Then for the main event, we have Jin Bauer and Josh Watson for the AC World Championship match in an iron for the AC World Championship in an Iron Man match. Goodness, oh my goodness. But yeah, that's our card. That's how our card looks like. And let's get into the. So okay, we have Guden and Azofia versus Spencer Van Zandt and Manisa V. I'm just gonna summarize the summary because yeah, it's incomplete. I'm recording this simply because I have energy to record it. But yeah, so how we got here is early this month we had Guda and we had Guda versus Azofia, right, in a match where the winner was supposed to be in this main event. But then we didn't get a winner because Spencer Van Zandt interfered. And where is it? I think it's here. Yeah, it's here. Guda versus Azofia. Winner enters Jinbao versus Watson World Championship match. One of these guys was supposed to be in the main event, but we didn't get a winner. Spencer Van Zandt interfered. Spencer Van Zandt didn't want to sit. He didn't want to sit. He was actually vouching for Manisa V to be next in line because Manisa V beat Troy Manning, the guy Jinbao beat to be world champion. He wanted Manisa V to be next in line. Manisa V was supposed to be in the match between Goetsugur and Azofia, but couldn't make it simply because at Pemberton Dome he had a match against Troy Manning. It was a false count anyway, and coming out of that match, he was injured. He was done. He couldn't compete. So that's how we got here. We have second match of the night. We have Topdogs versus the leading edge. This one is quite simple. Channing Tenserio and his gang have been going back and forth with the Topdogs for a month after losing a tag team gauntlet match to determine the number one contenders for the tag team titles at Pemberton Dome. The feud has escalated to a point where the leading edge now plans on injuring each and every member of Scott Ringer's team to make it clear that they are the focal point of the tag team division. It's quite simple. These guys have been going back and forth simply because the leading edge is better and wants the tag team titles more than anyone else. So they've been basically trying to end the careers of all these people. So that's how we got here. The leading edge put Penn Wilson in a hospital bed a week before Pemberton Dome. That's how desperate they are. So that's how we got here. Penn Wilson made his return 2 weeks ago after being cleared to compete, and he's tired of this back and forth. So it's a numbers game type of situation. You could say that. And yeah, I think that's it. But this feud, this is one of those setups that I want to work with. I want them to basically benefit the stars involved because, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, the tag team division has been pretty dry, and I've been trying to spice things up a bit. So this is one feud that was, but it's going out good. It's going up good. We have DeRossi versus GANTZMANN. This one's pretty much simple. GANTZMANN has been trying to remove DeRossi from his path to the AEC Infinite Championship because he believes he's a serious threat to him. After receiving multiple attacks from GANTZMANN, DeRossi looks to end this in a stretcher match. So it's pretty much simple. GANTZMANN has had like a bad run in to the World Championship, right? So he's looking to get the AC Infinite Championship, which is known to be like the title that revives people's careers. So yeah, he has been gunning for that, and DeRossi has been in his way. So whenever he meets DeRossi, he's been injuring that person. He's been making sure that DeRossi dies. Just kidding, like literally does. So that's what's happening there. We have Colt Brewer. El Fuego, Starfire versus Mustafa, Veisi, and Porter Jordan. This one doesn't have a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, this one it's Mustafa, Veisi, and Porter are number one contenders for the tag team titles. But let me just read the summary anyway. Starfire finally gets some new competition, stepping up to the plate after begging for change in the tag team division. They face the newly formed team of Mustafa, Veisi, and Porter Jordan, which was put together by the AC general manager Adam Sawyer. So okay, yeah, Mustafa, Veisi, and Porter Jordan are number one contenders. Fun fact: Mustafa Veisi was once trained by Eric Considine, who in the past 2 years has been Porter's mentor and tag team partner. So yeah, that's what's going on here. And what else? Mayhew versus Gerard. I think I'm gonna explain this one. This one doesn't have a lot of things happening. That's why I didn't like try to even write it. I got lazy to write it. But I think, yeah, second week of April, Mayhew did an open challenge. Gerard answered that challenge, and it was an untitled open challenge, if I can put it that way. Gerard beat Mayhew, and it was it. That was it. Nothing much going on. But then Gerard looks to add. But then the bet here is Gerard wants to add the AC Infinite Championship to his collection. He has won each and every championship in ASE, so he wants to basically add the AC Infinite Championship to his collection and be the most decorated superstar in all of ASE history. So that's what's going on here. And also I have for the main event Jinbao and Thrash Watson. I hope I finished this one. Okay, thank God. But it's pretty much not much going on. I think I explained most of the stuff. I think I explained the build to this at Pemberton Dome. So this is just like a rematch. Thrash Watson and Jinbao clashed for the second time after ending their championship match at Pemberton Dome in a draw. This match was supposed to be a triple threat match. I did explain that. Fun fact: this is the second time a world championship is defended in an Iron Man match in AC history. The last time a world title was defended in a Iron Man match was at Aftermath, now known as Pemberton Dome. I'm so glad that I got 100 on this one, simply because setting this match card was kind of hard. I had to keep in mind of the health bars of the superstars I was going to use. A lot of them hadn't like recovered from Pemberton Dome, especially from Pemberton Dome and the matches that came after, especially Godziguda Azofia and Manusevi. That's why I basically kickstarted this pay-per-view with them. I felt like their health was going to disappoint me. They were just going to bring down the performance. But I'm glad that they pulled through. Spencer Van Zandt and Manusevi pick up a win with the help of Mohammed, who is part of the corporate ladder. I feel like this is basically a solid finish. Manusevi is a world championship contender. He should be facing Jinbao for the world championship. So him coming out of here strong means a lot to him. And them coming, Spencer Van Zandt and Manusevi coming out of this strong means a lot to them heading to Advantage Point, the next pay-per-view. Godziguda and Azofia losing kind of like makes sense because they don't see eye to eye. I mean, they might have one goal, which is to bring the corporate ladder down, but Azul had done a lot of bad things to Guardiola while when he was still in the corporate ladder. So them teaming up was kind of like a last minute thing, and they don't get along. They just have one common goal, which is to bring these two guys down and get that world championship matches. So that's what we have going on here. Top Dogs versus the Leading Edge. This one is one of those the good guys win type of situation. Uh, Scott Ringer and Paxton Payne, Penn Wilson, they win clean. Um, I really want. I'm starting to cash in on factions since like the corporate ladder is slowly falling down. The corporate ladder has been running ASE as the top faction. So with the corporate ladder like falling down, I can see pretty like Scott Ringer, Paxton Payne, and Penn Wilson being the next guys who step up. The guys who run the show. Also, I feel like Paxton Payne and Penn Wilson coming out of this should be like the focus of ASC. I feel like we're entering a new era of ASC. I did mention this, I think, when I was crowning Jin Bao as world champion, saying that there's going to be a lot of guys, young guys who will be basically the focal point of ASC, the future. We are basically jumping to the future of ASC, and I can see like Paxton Payne and Penn Wilson being the guys that run ASC. So this is basically the start of it. I can see this basically being the start of it. So that's what we have here. GANTZMANN versus DeRossi. GANTZMANN picks up a win, puts DeRossi on a stretcher. Pointed for storyline. GANTZMANN winning this match is a must. Putting DeRossi on a stretcher so he doesn't see him ever again makes his path to the AEC Infinite Championship clear. So that's what's going on here. And GANTZMANN sees DeRossi as a threat, puts him on a stretcher. I mean, no more problems, no more distractions, no more obstacles. Like the reason GANTZMANN faced Mike Mayhew for the Ace Infinite Championship match, and the reason he is not champion right now is simply because DeRossi is a threat. DeRossi interfered. So now I think we might be seeing Mike Mayhew and GANTZMANN very soon, maybe, but yeah, very soon. I'm saying maybe because of the angles the angles that are gonna come after here. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, Mustafa Veisi, and I hope I did put the championship on the line. Sometimes I think there was a match where I forgot to put the championship on the line, but thank God the person that was in the match was retaining. So I just want to make sure of that. Mustafa Veisi and Porter pick up a win. They're the new tag team champions. Why did they lose fans? Okay, I thought like they lost there's this thing where like people are not supposed to lose a lot of fans. So I thought it was one of those situations. Okay, they're the new champions. So there's a lot of explaining to do here. But yeah, okay, let me read the important for storyline first. Jordan and Veisi as a team seems to be benefiting them individually. The two have been trying to crack the main event scene, and it looks like them working together might be what they needed to work it straight into it. Okay, cool. So what's basically happening here is, I'm speaking as a booker now. I put Mustafa Veisi and Porter Jordan together simply because I wanted to give them a push, but a lot of things are happening. A lot of things are hindering them from basically even cutting it into the World Championship match, into the World Championship, in the main event scene, basically. So them basically being here is just to have them, get some momentum, if we can put it that way, or just okay. Let me make this clear. Me putting them together is just to keep them busy, and hopefully for them to basically, get over. I want them to get over. That's the word I'm looking for. I want them to get over. So that's what's happening here. And also, there's something I did not add here, and I don't like that I didn't add it. Okay, I added it after here. Okay, Starfire and MVP show each other some respect, handshakes. Important for storyline, Colt, Brewer, and Fuego were not meant to be a long-term tag team. The reason they paired up was because they wanted some gold for themselves, and there was a tag team tournament heading to the championship. So yeah, we might be seeing the last of Starfire here, and this is simply because Fuego wants to be a singles competitor. He wants to be a serious singles competitor, win championship gold, singles championship gold, and all of that. Same for Colt Brewer. So they were just teaming up because there was a tournament going on, and there was nothing for them. They had nothing to do, right? So they might have something to do after here. AC Infinite Championship match. The finish for this one is very interesting. Did I add an interference? I did. Thanatos. Wow. Thanatos interferes. Important for storyline. Thanatos lost to Grenier 2 months ago in an ambulance match. He comes back to cost Grenier the title that he wanted to add to his collection. This is because he hasn't forgotten about Grenier taking every world championship opportunity from him. Okay, I'm not sure if I put it in the right way, but remember Thanatos and Grenier have been feuding simply because each and every number one contenders match, Thanatos Grenier had, Grenier came out on top. And that's something that doesn't sit right with Thanatos, right? So they've been feuding simply because of that. Thanatos feels like Grenier has been blocking him from being at the top. So that's what we have here. He cost Grenier a championship that means so much to him at this point. So it's kind of like eye for an eye. Then we get a stay down. Thanatos versus Mayhew. And I did not write a lot of things on this one, and I should have. But Thanatos, I've been wanting to push Thanatos as a singles competitor. And I think him gunning for the AC Infinite Championship would put him at the top. He's like the most over superstar on the roster. I think he's the only one that has over 500, over 5 million. He's one of the few. He's either the only one or one of the few that has over 500 million fans, and he has not won a world championship match. It's about time he gets a singles run. For the main event, we have Jinbao, Thrash Watson. Here, what happens is Manuse V and Spencer Vincent interfere. Simply because Watson is a threat to Jinbao's title reign, right? The fact that these two faced each other at Pemberton Dome and ended in a draw simply means Watson can beat Jinbao. It's not Guatsukuda only that can beat Jinbao. It's not Azofia that can beat Jinbao. It's not, who else am I missing? It's not Brendan Judge. It's not Alex White. It's not all of these people. Watson. It's on that list. So they have to interfere. Also, there's something I did not mention here. Spencer Vincent basically promised Manuse V a championship match against Jinbao. So, yeah, they're getting rid of the problem which is Thrash Watson. But what happens soon after is Azofia and Guatsukuda get involved now. Remember, they lost early. They lost in the beginning of the show. And Thrash Watson, Azofia, and Guatsukuda have one goal. Put the corporate ladder down. Finish the corporate ladder. Like, let's just kill the corporate ladder. Because the corporate ladder is vulnerable right now. So that's what's going on here. Brendan Judge returns simply because Manuse V took out Troy Manning. He put Troy Manning forward. Troy Manning is injured. Remember, Troy Manning is out of action. He's injured because of Manuse V, and who knows how long he will be out. So Brendan Judge comes in for the save. He comes in for the save. He comes in looking for revenge because he has a close relationship with Troy Manning. So he returns, and now we have this crazy brawl going. Azul Fury are going to Guda, Josh Watson, Brendan Judge, Mohammed Jinbao, Manu Sivi, Spencer Van Zandt, just throwing hands now. And you can see where this is going. You can see where this is going. You can see where this is teasing. And we are done. 99. Done. No, I did not. I don't want the viewership thing. I did it on my other save. I don't want to do it here. I feel like it's gonna kill the fun for me. I did it on the other side. And we are heading to Advantage Point Games, which is a pay-per-view that I'm big on, and I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna understand what I'm big on. And hopefully after the Advantage Point Games, I do a time capsule on why the corporate ladder is crumbling right now and why it has to crumble. You know, it has served its purpose over the last 7 years. So yeah.